This is the Dreame X40 robot vacuum and mop, and it is one of the most advanced that I've ever tested. I've tried lots of different brands of vacuums over the years, and combined with its object avoidance, LiDAR, the side reach, and mop extend to make sure it can get under furniture and around legs, its super advanced base station that cleans itself, and it can even do wild things like detach and reattach its own mops. I've been testing the Dreame X40 Ultra for about a week now, so my thanks to Dreame for sending the X40 Ultra and sponsoring this video, because this has been one of the most impressive robots I've tested. Unboxing the Dreame X40 Ultra, the vacuum appears like many others. It has the same circular design you've seen in other places, but it has a lot of hidden features under the hood that we're going to get to in a second. The base station itself is very sveltely designed. Is sveltely a word? It's svelte. I actually put it in the same spot where I had a previous robot vacuum, and it is way thinner, a little taller, but it still has the clean and dirty water tanks, a dust bag in the base station so the robot can empty itself, and there's even a compartment where you can put the mop cleaning solution, and the dock will automatically distribute that when it needs that solution to mop the floors. Plus, the black and gold design looks pretty slick. Once you unbox it, many things come pre-installed, but you do attach the mop pads, place it near the base station, pair it with your phone using the Dreame Home App. And we're going to go in depth on the app because I've tried about 3 or 4 robot vacuum apps, and this one is really nicely designed and has a ton of settings and features to really customize how you can clean your home. You scan the QR code on the robot, pairs with your phone, connects to your Wi-Fi network, and you're ready to go. Again, we'll dive into the settings in the app more in a few minutes, but it provides a lot of great information both on the base station and the robot, and you can even tap the little dock icon here in the bottom right, and it will tell you if it needs more clean water, if you need to empty the dirty water or dust bag, or if you need to put more detergent. For the first run, I had to just do a quick mapping around the house before it cleaned. It happened really fast, and you can tell those LiDAR sensors are doing the work. It actually mapped my phone extremely well, recognizing different parts of the house, even objects and things like cables. And then once it does the whole scan, you can go in to further edit the map and even add things like virtual walls, which I have here. This is a shower that actually dips down, and oftentimes robots would go in there and drop off and then get stuck. Well, I can draw that line right there, and it will just avoid that area completely. I can always go back into the map section, and again, lots of options here telling it about the ground environment, setting no-go zones, marking furniture, and a ton more. But as with any robot vacuum and mop, the main thing is, how does it clean? I had it start cleaning the entire house, and the settings you can use, again, vary widely. I usually have it vacuum and mop at the same time, but you can choose to mop after vacuuming if you prefer. You actually have 4 settings of suction all the way up to max, and then you can even toggle on max plus. And you can choose quick mode or standard. I usually keep it there to make sure it covers everything. When it's vacuuming, it has 12,000 Pascal units. They call it their Vormax suction. And I find that when it's going over my rugs, it just got everything, nothing left behind. Now the X40 Ultra has one side brush, but it actually extends. They call it their side reach technology. And that thing goes in and out all the time, getting into all the corners, underneath furniture, and I found it does a great job reaching under those areas. Plus that side brush, the main brush, and the mops all lift. And that was one of the issues I had with my previous model. Whenever it would try to go on the rug, the mops would kind of cause the rug to fold over, and it might cause a mop to fall off, and then the vacuum stops. The X40 Ultra, on all of my rugs, it never got stuck. It was able to lift everything high enough, which even the side brush can lift up to 10 millimeters, and it just never made the rug curl up anymore. That's been a huge win of this over my previous models. And when you go back into the app for cleaning settings like carpet, you have different options here. I actually set it to lift the mop so it can do everything at once. You can also avoid the carpets or just ignore those areas. They even have further settings like intensive carpet cleaning. You can clean the carpets first and then mop. Lots of options here, and one of the coolest features is it will automatically detach its own mops and reattach them as needed. It was so cool to see it go back into the dock, and when I told it to just vacuum a carpet, it would drop the mops behind so it didn't have to worry about those, no wetness on your carpets or rugs, and then when it's time to mop again, it can just go back and reattach its own mops. Pretty wild. The X40 Ultra also has stain detection and an upgraded camera. I saw as it was going around, it has a front headlight plus that main camera. So if it detects a spill or a stain, it will work extra hard to buff that out. And I see that side mop going in and out all the time. Dreame calls it their Mop Extend Robo Swing technology. And again, as it was mopping my entire house, I saw it getting all the way up to the baseboard with that Mop Extend and even getting around chair legs. And because it also has that cleaning solution that it will auto-dispense to itself, I found my floors to be the cleanest after the X40 Ultra. Now, Dreame also sent me a special main brush. They call it their Tri-Cut brush. And when you install this, it is specially made to cut through any hair that might get stuck in that main brush. Now, if you've ever had robot vacuums in the past, you know over time, especially weeks and months, you're going to get different kind of hairs and just nasty stuff tangled in that brush. Well, this special upgraded brush will cut through that, and I find it drastically lessens the stuff that gets tangled around that main brush, causing you to get in there and mess with it more. That, plus all the features of the base station that I'll talk about in a second, makes this way more maintenance-free than other models. Also, of all the robot vacuums I've had, I found the X40 Ultra to be incredibly accurate at what it's identifying and what to avoid. I can even go back here into my cleaning history, and this was cleaning kind of our family room where we have some video game systems. You can see the track that it took, all those lines there, and you can even tap on some of these symbols and it will tell you that it detected a cable, or this was an object that it had to avoid. It'll even tell you how sure it is with that percentage next to the little cable or object avoidance. The X40 Ultra can identify over 120 types of objects, from shoes to cables and more. Now, once it's done cleaning and it goes back to the base station, there's a whole bunch of action that goes on there. Dreame says you can be hands-free for up to 75 days, and it auto-empties the dust into the bag, dirty water goes into the dirty water tank, and of course you have the clean water and detergent that it will take as needed. It will self-clean the mops in the base station with hot water. You can even choose up to 4 temperature levels, and it also has auto washboard cleaning. This means that part of the base station that usually gets really dirty on other brands, the Dreame X40 Ultra is actually going to clean its own base station. It also has auto mop drying, and it can be blow dried for up to 2 hours with warm air, so there's no mildew and gross stuff happening. And finally, if we jump into the Dreame Home app, again, really nicely designed. You have the X40 Ultra here, how much it's charged. But before you jump into the device, there is actually speaker control, and you can add Siri shortcuts, and then you can start cleaning just by shouting out to your HomePod or other Apple device. If I jump into the X40 Ultra, you're presented with a map of your house, and you can quickly just start the cleaning mode. You can also set the order of rooms it will clean. When you do a whole home cleaning, you'll see the little numbers on each room. But you can also choose to just clean a zone, move or expand that little square around, and it'll go just to that section. Or you can just choose a room or any number of rooms if you just want to do 2-room cleaning. Or in my case, my kids' floors probably have a ton of stuff on them and I just don't want to risk it, so I'll choose specific rooms. You can go here to change the custom cleaning modes before you start it. You can set it to just Clean Genius, and this will just use the onboard intelligence to optimize your cleaning for every room. Or again, you can go to the custom, then you can choose your mopping order with vacuum, suction power, and more. If we jump into the settings, you can look back at your cleaning history, you can schedule cleanups, you can set your desired carpet settings and how it vacuums while it's mopping or afterwards. You can also choose the floor cleaning settings, even doing things like cleaning along the floor direction to go with the grain of your wood if you have wood floors. And you can also turn on or off the side reach or mop extend brushes, including for gaps and around furniture legs. I typically toggle all of these on, and I find that gives it a real deep clean. For the dock settings, I have it auto add detergent when it needs, and also auto wash the dock when it detects it needs it. I also have it auto dry itself and auto empty. If you have a pet, there's also settings there for recognition. And if you don't want to hear any voices coming from the dock, you can adjust the volume. I typically turn that down. There is a real-time camera, but you can keep it disabled so it's not accessed when it's running or when it's sitting in the base. And there's even more functions like child lock if you want to make sure that none of the buttons on the base station do anything, which if you wanted to, you could start a cleaning cycle or have it return to home right from the base station buttons, but enabling child lock will turn those off. You can even go into remote control if you want to manually drive the robot. And a nice touch to the Dreame app, which I don't see in some other robot vacuum apps, you can actually search the settings right here. Pretty slick. Now, being one of the most advanced robot vacuums and mops, it does usually come in around $1,900. That's almost $2,000. But it is on sale during this Black Friday season. You can get it down to $1,400, which is really competitive. A lot of the other high-end robot vacuums and mops, and from all the ones I've tested, including Roborock, EcoVax, Narwhal, which was one of my favorites before, this Dreame X40 Ultra is now going to be my default vacuum and mop. It leaves my rugs alone, nothing curls up. I love the mop reach and side brush extensions, so it gets everything even under furniture and around furniture legs. I also find the battery to last super long. Even after cleaning several rooms, it would come back and it's like high 90 percentage points. That's cool. Plus it auto cleans the base station. And if you want a second opinion, The Verge called it their best robot vacuum and mop hybrid. And again, that unique ability to remove and reattach its mop pads, just super cool. So if you're looking at getting one for yourself or a friend during the holiday season, now is a great time. I'm going to put an Amazon affiliate link down in the video description, or you can also buy it directly from the Dreame website. If you have any questions about it, leave comments below this video. I'll answer you there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button before you go. If you didn't know, I do a ton of smart home content. I have over 100 Apple HomeKit devices. If you want a whole tour of the house, you can check it out right up here. Or if you're looking for a specific HomeKit device, again, I have a ton of them on my website. You can see that link in the description. But one of my recent reviews was the Canisteo smart shades with Matter and Thread. So if you're in the market, I reviewed those, the SmartWings Eve Motion blinds. I'll put one of those reviews right up here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.